Okay, good morning, Jinita. Welcome to Elbite's interview of the
Very good
week.
morning.
My first question is,
Morning.
if you could share with us a little bit of what you do.
I've been working in the media fraternity since over 15 years now. I am currently with Walt Disney Company handling their Kannada market, which is Karnataka market. What I do there is basically manage the inflow of advertisement sales which happen in the company. I basically ensure that most of the advertising campaigns are a part of my channel and at the right pricing.
Mhm.
So advertising sales has been my forte ever since I've started. So put in very simple words, that's what I do.
Okay. My next question, Jinita, is COVID has resulted in higher consumption of digital content. For instance, Netflix has registered a huge increment in its valuation, all on the back of COVID consumption increases. Going forward, do you think this is a trend that we will see continue?
So I would like to just add in a small insight here. Yes, digital content has seen a surge, but so has television content.
Hmm.
What has happened during COVID is for the first time ever, people have been restricted to their homes. So definitely digital content is something which is going on binge watch, as we say. But what is also a very big insight is that television content also has seen a huge surge. So right from the reach numbers to the number of subscriptions with something like a Tata Sky, all of that has gone up. When Doordarshan aired Ramayana and Mahabharat this year because of COVID and because of production houses being shut, we actually saw that Mahabharat and Ramayana, in terms of numbers, they gave a higher number than Game of Thrones, which was never even expected. So yes, this trend will continue.
Mhm.
Now, in fact, it's going to be an even bigger challenging time because now the viewer has been spoiled by so many choices.
Mobile gaming seems to also occupy a huge amount of screen time. In fact, mobile gaming as an industry is bigger than all of Hollywood put together. Do you see mobile gaming as a strong competitor to screen time or vying for end users' time?
I would like to give a small detailing input here. Okay, see, gaming as a thing is still very niche in India. There are a very small sect of people who understand gaming and who are into gaming in the mainline. It's not like how it is internationally. In internationally, people have made careers out of gaming. That's not yet happened in India. Also, what is very important to note, the demographic and the psychographic of the Indian consumer is very different. For them, television is still very aspirational. I'll just want to draw your attention. If you ever visit any slum area or any, the chawl areas of any of your cities, even if it's a Siliguri or a Mumbai, you will probably peep into their houses and notice that most of the houses will not have a refrigerator, but they will definitely have a television set on their in their house. Gaming is something which the youth and the younger generation have started enjoying, and that's how even parents like me have started noticing that there are games out there. The gaming time is still restricted to maybe from a 9-year-old to at best a 25, 26-year-old. If you look at television or content viewing, the rural part of India, there is still more than 40% of rural India to be tapped to get television screens. So any big media house today knows that if they want growth and if they want penetration into getting larger numbers, it's going to be from the rural market. Today, the Netflix and the Amazon Primes of the world, why have they launched packages which are as low as 199 and 299? They are done with their urban viewers. They've already got those numbers. you know they want to penetrate into the mobile screens of people who are probably in tier 3, tier 4 cities who have now started coming to know about what Netflix and Amazon Prime is. India is still a huge untapped market when it comes to getting more numbers out of viewership, because the population is so diverse, and it is still a lot of it is a lot of rural India has not got mobile penetration, internet penetration. They don't even have television screens yet.
Do you think that there has to be a lot of regional language content to be able to get those people to come on board OTT platforms or watch more of television?
I'll draw your attention a little of what I was doing earlier to this. So before I forayed into regional content selling, I was selling channels like National Geographic and Discovery and Fox Life, one of those really aspirational channels which people like you and me, maybe in the urban cities, love. It's a great brand to be associated with. But what also happened here was this content, because of it being so niche, did not have a very big market in India. That in India, because of so many languages being there and because of so many pockets still being very comfortable in only talking in their regional languages, there is a scope of giving this content in their language. So the first thing which I realized and we did as a company in Discovery was we launched Discovery Tamil. That was the first ever time a niche channel like Discovery actually launched a full-fledged channel in Tamil language. And it was not just a feed in Tamil. It was not just a dub. Like, in Tata Sky, you have that option of choose language. It was not that. It was having a dedicated channel to Discovery Tamil. Now, why was that done? It was purely done because Tamil Nadu as a market, firstly, has a lot of educated people who love watching this content. And they like it when people talk in Tamil. And hence that whole insight happened. And you won't believe it was an insight for us also. Within a year, Discovery Tamil became one of the most viewed channels out there. Most of the Bollywood movies dubbed in 3 to 4 languages because they want to tap that market. Go to your OTT platform and see, any show will have a minimum of 3 languages, out of which at least 2 will be in a South Indian language. Dubbed content has become the flavor of the season. Today, people don't mind watching dubbed content. And that has also happened maybe because of OTT platforms. You and me are watching Spanish shows dubbed in English. So now we don't bother about that lip syncing, which was earlier, an irritation point when we are watching screens. Today, we are comfortable with it because we've gotten used to reading those subtitles down. And very seamlessly, we follow the whole content of Money Heist, which is actually not an English show. Yeah, even internationally, we're watching Korean content, we're watching, French content, all dubbed in English. And we're loving some shows.
My final question, Janita, is as much as there is, of course, content that is purely entertaining or purely for the purpose of entertainment, is there also room for educational content on television?
This is again a question which is debatable, I will say. Uh, the youth today is very comfortable watching content on their own personal screens more than watching it with their parents. I mean, think about it. Today, a 10 to 12-year-old is not comfortable watching what he sees on television, even if it's a cartoon, but with his parents sitting next to him. Yeah. Education as a platform for kids is definitely going to get into the whole era of transferring from textbooks to actually digital platforms. That's going to be there. It's already happened. Today, Baiju is the biggest platform where kids are there, and even parents want their kids to join Baiju's because it's made their jobs easier. Yes, content has moved to screens, and it will continue to. There will be a time when probably our kids will only have laptops and screens rather to notebooks and pencils and erasers. Education will be there on screens. Channels like Discovery, National Geographic, and the likes will have beautiful content always, but that is also moved to OTT platforms.
Is there demand for bilingual content, like let's say an English and a Hindi or an English and a Nepali?
You mean to say in the without changing the language, but having that English content?
English kind of content.
The demand is there, but it's right now restricted to urban. I'll give you a small example. A lot of shows which you see, the short format content, they're actually in English today.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see a lot of these youth rom-com comedy segment movies, they are all, I'll give a small example. Masaba, which is a Netflix original, is actually English. So English content is going to be there because that's the language of the youth today. Think about Man vs. Wild. I don't know if you know about that show, which is there on Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Man vs. Wild was a purely English show. But look at how they have Indianized it. You had Narendra Modi on the show, now you have Akshay Kumar on the show, and then it is not only in English. You have it in English. Yeah. So why is that happening? It's about reaching out to a larger audiences and making it more relevant to that audience.
Understood. Thank you so very much for your time, Jinita. It was wonderful to hear a very detailed insight into content production and, of course, the delivery as well.